and welcome back to the Citizen channel. You're all staying safe and well on our regular feature on the Matchday home programme. So we have a look through, see what's in it, see what's new, read a little excerpt out from one of the articles in it. So we're going to look at City versus Palace from the 27th of August 2022. So there you go. About the covers, guys, very shiny. I'm a bit boring, aren't they? I think the covers are a bit boring when you look at that Newcastle one, which obviously from a week or so ago as I'm recording this. Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favourites, that Newcastle one so far. But this, yeah, a bit bland. They might surprise us. They weren't overly exciting last season, but they ended up winning the programme cover award, or my little award for the programme cover of the season. So you never know. They might throw the odd one or two good ones in. I know we have a lot of guys who do the art and get involved with City on the art side, the graphic artists, etc. They produce some quality stuff. So it's a little bit, I can see what it is. It's that image, it's that sort of, yeah, it's an interesting look, but it's just boring. Just boring for me anyway, but that's just me. Yeah, £4 for 84 pages, as you know. Please, guys, if you enjoy this, please subscribe, press that subscribe and push the bell notification. Do lots of different types of City vlogs, of course, from programmes to reviews to history, everything. So if you can subscribe to the channel if you're not already done so, that's much appreciated. Spread the word, give us a thumbs up, make an old City fan very happy. Be much very, very appreciated. Of course it will be, so thank you. Right, yes, this is available. Obviously there are issues online. You can buy it from Reach Sports independently, or you can even subscribe as well. It might cost you £6 or so if you get it on a 1-by-1 basis, because it's £4 recommended retail price. There's a couple of cheaper ones on the internet at the moment as I'm doing this, so have a shop around. But you can get the subscription, of course, from www.reachsportshop.com. They're the guys in charge of all City's programmes. 26 issues for £97.50 here in the UK. And if you do lose any or any go missing in the post, they're very good at replacing it. You just let them know and they'll do it. I did subscribe last season. I've not done it this season because I couldn't afford £97.50 in one shot at the moment. But yeah, I did it last season, and I think a couple went missing. The post office was in chaos, obviously after COVID still. So I did get them without any problems back from reachsportshop.com. If you're outside of the UK, it's £65 extra if you're in the EU, and £80 extra if you're in the rest of the world. Right, so there we go. On the cover we got, as you can see, Mr. Cancelo. Inside, just the normal bits with Pep. Yeah, Pep's in it. That's all I'm going to say, really. The player features on Cancelo, so talking about him. Interesting stat, obviously, on Cancelo. Just a little trivia for you. In the games he's played, he's won 60, drawn 12, and lost 12. So he's got about 71%. He's got a 71% win rate as far as playing for City before this game, so it would have gone up slightly, wouldn't it? Because we won. Kevin Cummins, of course, is back. He's got a photo shoot in this Palace fan. I'm a Palace fan, all right. I don't usually like that sort of thing, but it's Eddie Izzard, so if that's of any interest. Head-to-head as Stones versus Gooey, is it? Is that how you pronounce it? Gooey? I have no idea. Guehi, I think it is. So interesting stat there, like comparison. Tackle success, Stones 72%. Gooey, very gooey, 47%. X and the City is Mr. Ian Brightwell, so that's wonderful. Happy times for me when I do my history vlogs with Mr. Ian Brightwell. Be more of that in a moment. That'll be my little excerpt before we go. The quiz, of course, City Kids. There's 2 pages of puzzles for the City Kids. Dr. Gary James is one of my go-to sections, and he's looking at the building of the Commonwealth Stadium in this issue, and that going up and transforming into City's football stadium. Of course, into the City of Manchester Stadium, also called Eastlands, and obviously it's transference to the Etihad with the sponsorship. So an interesting piece, as you'd expect from Dr. Gary James. City women's stuff's in it, the under-18s, the EDS, all the academy stuff, and Buzzer, of course, who basically just talks about who we played and who we're playing. That's what it is. So, okay. Double agents, that's players who play for both. We've got Gareth Taylor in this one. That's an interesting one. Not a lot of information. Matchmaker picks out 10 standout games for a player, and they pick out Erling Haaland today. So all the standout games are non-City, if you like, which is okay, fair enough. At least Mahrez last week, there was some for his previous clubs and some for City, so at least that was all right. I'm not overly bothered about Erling Haaland, but it's quite interesting. Want to know where he's come from and where he's going or where he's staying. Let's hope he stays with us. Big Blue Marc McCarthy, of course, at Marc MMMAC. He had his first column last issue against Bournemouth. Excellent column. And in this second, we read a little excerpt out for it last time, didn't we? And this is his second kitted out column, that's what it's called. And he looks at the shirts and times featuring our very first shirt sponsor, Saab, Sierra Alpha Alpha Bravo. You see, your phonetic alphabet. So he looks at Saab, just a good, like Dr. Gary James, just a really interesting column for me, and I think for supporters, who remember Saab, it's just a good read. The usual smallish section on Palace, and a feature on the 0-0 draw, the 0-0 board draw at Selhurst Park last season. Although it wasn't that bad a game, we should have really won it, but hey, there you go, 0-0. And so, just before we finish, guys, just back to the X and City and Mr. Ian Brightwell. I'll just read out an excerpt, just the first couple of questions that he was asked in the programme and his answer. So this is Gary Flitcroft being made captain. Did I say Brightwell before? I said Ian Brightwell, didn't I, before? Let me just have a look. My apologies. I'm totally made a mess of that, didn't I, guys? Yeah, I don't know where I got Ian Brightwell from. It's Gary Flitcroft. My apologies, Mr. Brightwell. My apologies, Mr. Flitcroft, especially. Yeah, so still good memories going back in the day. So yeah, it's Gary Flitcroft, a baptism of fire, being made captain, a frightening King Clancy, and how he sees this season playing out. So just a couple of questions, not all the questions in it, just a little excerpt. That's all I'm reading out. You joined the City Academy at the age of 12, he was asked. Tell us how you made the breakthrough into the first team in 1992. I've been to Bury on loan and done quite well, he said, and I ended up training pre-season with the first team and got in straight away. I ended up playing midfield with Peter Reid, who was player manager, and Steve McMahon. They were coming to the end of their career, so I ended up doing all their running for them. My full debut was against Wimbledon and Vinnie Jones. After a couple of minutes, we had a clash and he got booked, so it was certainly a baptism of fire. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy playing Vinnie Jones. Then he was asked the next question. You were player of the year in only your second season, so you obviously settled in quickly. You did. He said, he answered, for 3 or 4 years, I never looked back. I loved my time at City. We had a good side. We finished 5th twice and had a great spirit. There were so many good leaders and good pros, so that when you're a young lad like me, come in and they looked after me. That improved me. I was made captain under Brian Horton when I was just 20. Every game playing at Main Road was great. The derbies were great, although I never managed to win one with City. Bad times, mate. Don't remind us. But when I was at Blackburn, I ended up scoring the winner against United. I got the old City reject chant off some United fans in the car park after, but I'd scored the winner, so it didn't bother me. Don't blame you. I didn't want to leave City, but it was a big fee. And the chairman told me I had to go because the club needed the money. It was a wrench to leave. They needed the money. There's some more stuff in there as well, guys. As I said, not available through the club shop. Probably with agreement with this Reach company who do it now, which is a shame. You should be able to go in your souvenir shop and buy your own old Matchday program. It just totally confuses me. But there you go, guys. That's this week. And my apologies again for not apologies, Mr. Brightwell. I just had Mr. Ian Brightwell on my mind. I have no idea why might come to me. I might have been doing something or looking at Ian Brightwell at the same time. Of course, it was Gary Flitcroft, but I would have put a little thing up there and I would have said it and said what an idiot. What an idiot I am, but there it is. I hope you enjoyed that. We're back, of course. The next one, very quickly after this, is on, obviously, Nottingham Forest. So we'll be back with that Nottingham Forest one programme. And the next away one, of course, will be the Aston Villa one. Thanks for joining me, guys. Please, whatever you do, leave your comments. If you like programmes, you still collect them. Worthwhile job. Any comments, just let us know, please. It'd be great to hear from you. Until next time, please. Well, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Bye for now.